Hey everyone, Grayson the Bard here, and welcome back to day 139 of the Hunt a Day. We are fighting Velkhana today, and I forgot to eat before starting the quest. And in my old head Monster Hunter brain, I think because I play so many, I've been playing like Generations, and I played Frontier and all that, like as in addition to the more recent games. I kind of forgot until I was like midway through the hunt that I could just go back to camp and eat. So I did the hunt without food buffs today. You know, we'll call it a challenge, but really it was just my stupidity. But it was a really fun hunt. I think the lower health and the lower defense and everything added to the sense of danger a little bit, which was nice. And it also helps that I just absolutely love Velkhana. Velkhana is one of my favorite Elder Dragons and one of my favorite additions to the Monster Hunter roster in recent years, and it is one of those monsters that I would not be disappointed if it became evergreen. You know, like how it is pretty much guaranteed that Rathalos and Rathian are going to be in every game. Kushala Daora, Teostra, used to be Chameleos, are very likely to show up in games that, heavily feature Elder Dragons. I would love for Velkhana to become one of those Elder Dragons that consistently makes the cut. Because it is, in pretty much every way, it is a top-tier monster in terms of design, in terms of fight. It is just excellent, and I will talk about why in just a second. I'm going to start with aesthetics because, as you all know by now if you've been watching the channel for any amount of time, I am a glutton for ice and snow-themed monsters. Ice and snow-themed monsters, water-themed monsters, give them to me. They're my boys. They're my children. I will love and protect them forever as I hunt and skin them and wear them as coats. And Velkhana is like the perfect ice monster. It is incredibly sharp in its design, but also incredibly elegant. It very much, like design philosophy-wise, it reminds me of looking at, like, for people who live in areas where snow is frequent during the winter, after like a really big deep freeze and a really long snowstorm, when the sun comes out and like all along your roof there are just like huge icicles hanging down, like rows of just like these like crystal blue, dangerous but at the same time beautiful points of ice. That's what Velkhana reminds me of. Aesthetically, like especially when Velkhana has her ice armor on, she has this very like regal, powerful bearing. It is really cool. Like the witch in like Chronicles of Narnia with like the big like icicle coat and shit like that. It's great. She like just exudes authority. I don't know how else to describe it. I'm using very poetic language for this, but I feel like it fits with the monster we're fighting. The color palette is very, like, simple. It's just, it's just different shades of blue and white for the ice and snow. But the contrast between the ice armor and the flesh is great. And I especially love once you break off all of the ice armor and she loses all that mass, she looks a lot... She looks a lot smaller, even though she's not losing a lot when you really think about it. But just like the pressure that is off on that hunt when she does not have the ice armor anymore, it's wild. It is like a very good design choice to make her look that much less imposing. Because once that ice armor goes off, you get like this kind of like in your head, this kind of like unga bunga. Okay, I can go like full tilt. I don't need to worry. She doesn't have armor anymore. I can take her down. And I can't think of many monsters that do that same concept of, like, you need to be worried when Velkhana is armored, but once Velkhana isn't, you can go ham. I know there are some monsters that do similar things, like Nergigante has his arm spikes, and when you break those, you make wounds softer, you make it harder for him to do attacks, but you don't get that same feeling of, I am in control of the fight as you do with Velkhana breaking the ice armor. I hope I'm making sense. I'm gonna stop talking because I feel like the more I say, the less sense I make, so I'm gonna switch to talking about the fight. When I did my video on Acidic Glavenus, I talked about how I really liked how Acidic Glavenus felt like a fencer more so than like a knight or a warrior, and Velkhana very much feels like a finesse fighter with how she uses her tail, and I love it. I'm pretty sure her base skeleton is the same skeleton as Kushala Daora. But the way she moves and the way she attacks feels very unique. The way she incorporates her tail into her moveset like a spear coming at you is very, very satisfying. And the thing I appreciate the most about how she attacks with her tail is that it is not just the same pattern each time. There's a lot of common moves she does, like the triple stab, but sometimes she'll mix it up. She'll do like 2 stabs and then a sweep with the tail. Or she'll do 1 big stab and then go into an elemental breath attack. So even though the moves are familiar and the patterns are there, you still have to pay attention. Like, once she starts doing something, you can't automatically muscle memory for the same pattern each time, because the finisher is going to be a little bit different. And I love when monsters do that. I want monsters to throw me off guard. I want monsters to throw me for loops, and Velkhana does it frequently. I really want her to come back in Monster Hunter Wilds. I don't know if she will. Again, for those of you who this might be your first video, I have no idea what monsters are going to be in Monster Hunter Wilds aside from the ones that were shown in the release date trailer back in September. I am spoiler free. I don't want to know if I am right. I am doing pure speculation. Please do not confirm or deny any monster inclusions in the comments. I want to be surprised when I play the game in February. In February, as if it's not 2 weeks away. I want to be surprised when I play the game in 2 weeks. I would love to see Velkhana again. I don't think she's going to show up. I was already surprised to see her make an appearance in Monster Hunter Rise. Pleasantly surprised, but the fact that she showed up before Nergigante did was really weird. And because I'm pretty sure between the 2 flagships of World, Nergigante and Velkhana, I think Nergigante is the more popular one. Nergigante was in the top 3 of monsters in the popularity poll. So I think if any world flagship is going to show up in Monster Hunter Wilds, it's going to be Nergigante, because we just saw Velkhana again in Rise. But again, I would love to be proven wrong. Please, Capcom, prove me wrong. But I think Velkhana is going to be a lower score to show up in Wilds. I think like a 4 out of 10 I'm going to give it. With a 10 out of 10 to show up in future games, it is too good of a fight for Capcom not to continue to use. And that's where I'm going to be wrapping up the ramble for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Starting tomorrow for a couple days, I'm going to be doing kind of a farewell to Monster Hunter Rise. I've got a couple small monsters and a couple big monsters that I still want to talk about from Monster Hunter Rise, and then that's going to be it, which just hit me right now. Monster Hunter Rise is the game that I have put the most hours into in the Monster Hunter series. It's not my favorite game in the series. Like, I have an undying love for Monster Hunter 4U. But it's gonna be weird to, like, be saying goodbye to Rise for a while. So I'm gonna be talking about a couple monsters, and the last 2 videos that I have planned for that are gonna be real fun. So look forward to that. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. Stick around until the end of the hunt if you can. And until next time, I'll see you next time.